Okay, let's jump right in. We're looking at the Vitaliq Calcium Balm today. It's marketed pretty heavily, promises some big things, right? Reducing wrinkles, restoring facial volume, boosting skin elasticity, the whole package. And they say it's multi-purpose. You can even use it over makeup. The official website, it's packed with thousands of glowing reviews, plus these, well, very convincing before and after photos. So for this deep dive, we've gone through the sources you sent, aiming to kind of look past the marketing gloss and pinpoint, the scientific and transparency issues.
Exactly. The goal here is really clarity. And what jumps out almost immediately is this huge disconnect. You've got these really bold claims on one side and then the sort of questionable evidence or lack thereof on the other.
Let's start with the ingredients then. They claim the volume restoration comes from calcium and also this unique compound called rubornic.
Right, rubornic. And this is where the skepticism really kicks in from a scientific perspective. The claims seem exaggerated. Calcium, when you put it on your skin, well, it doesn't really penetrate deeply enough, not into the dermal layers where you'd need it to actually rebuild volume or, affect elasticity significantly. It mostly stays topical. And rubornic, honestly, there's just no scientific literature, no recognition of it as a known skincare compound. It sounds made up, frankly. More like marketing than chemistry.
Okay, rubornic aside, they do list some familiar things too, like collagen and elastin. Do those ingredients hold up any better?
Well, yes and no. They do have benefits, but mostly on the surface. Collagen and elastin are they're large molecules, so they mainly act as moisturizers, which is good. They sit on the skin, make it feel smoother, but they don't penetrate deep enough to fundamentally restore firmness from within. And then you've got things like glutathione. Skin absorption is pretty poor. And adenosine, while it can have some anti-wrinkle effects, it's usually only shown in very specific, carefully tested formulations, not necessarily just mixed into a balm like this. So the idea that this product rebuilds volume, it just seems, well, fundamentally overstated.
So if the science behind the ingredients is a bit shaky, the visuals must be doing a lot of the heavy lifting. We take a closer look at those before and after pictures on their site. They look almost too perfect, right? Look really smooth.
Exactly. They look suspicious. So we ran some of those images through an AI detection tool, and the results were pretty stark.
Stark how?
A 99% likelihood that the images were AI generated.
99%. Wow. Okay, that's not ambiguous at all. That strongly suggests they're using synthetic visuals, not actual results from real people.
It really does. It points towards maybe investing more in creating perfect-looking fake results rather than documenting real ones. And this lines up with what we saw with the testimonials, too.
Yeah, that was weird. The official site has, like you said, thousands of super positive, detailed reviews. But then you look elsewhere, like on Amazon, we found only 2 reviews, and they were incredibly vague. Just things like, easy to use, goes on smooth, and I love it.
That massive difference is another huge red flag, isn't it? It really suggests those testimonials on the main site might be, well, let's say curated.
Yeah.
Or maybe even fabricated.
Okay, so the product claims are questionable, the visual's likely fake. What about the company itself? The brand legitimacy?
That's the next piece. Looking at the website transparency, or rather, the lack of it, they only give an email address for contact. No phone number, no physical address listed anywhere. And adding to that, we checked the WHOIS data for the website domain. It was registered very, very recently, January 2025. That's not a long history for what claims to be an established product or company. Usually you'd expect more history.
And the standard stuff is missing too, right? Like the pages you expect to see, an About Us page telling you who they are, a privacy policy, terms and conditions, a clear refund policy. None of that is there. Those are pretty basic for consumer protection and just general business transparency.
Absolutely. Without those, it's hard for a customer to know who they're dealing with or what their rights are if something goes wrong.
So putting it all together, we've got questionable science for the core claims, marketing visuals that are almost certainly AI-generated, and a real lack of transparency about the company itself. Lots of red flags waving.
Precisely. It paints a picture of perhaps a strategy built more in appearance than substance. Synthetic marketing, fake-looking results, maybe questionable ingredients, possibly curated reviews, all potentially covering up for a lack of real R&D or a basic corporate setup. It definitely makes you pause, and maybe this is the thought to leave with you. If a company makes such bold anti-aging promises, but seems to actively avoid providing basic contact info, clear policies, or verifiable real-world results, what kind of risk are you really taking beyond just the price tag when you click that buy button?